What's good, superstars? Back with another Veve video. You got Superstar Joe. You got Superstar Rob in the building. How's it going, Rob? 1 day away from May the 4th. So happy May the 4th to you if you're watching this on May the 4th, which you probably are because we always post really late at night. And if you haven't already, don't forget, become a superstar. Smash the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification so you know whenever we post. You can also become a superstar VIP. Hitting the $2.99 join button underneath the video. You get access to our drop spreadsheet. Price prediction spreadsheet, which you're going to see again today. All the perks that come with it. First dibs on merch, Star in the Universe. That's still coming this week for April, but now you can enter if you joined for the May Star in the Universe and join all the likes of Superstar Turtle, Granddaddy Crypto, Kobe, Reese, all the great stars in the universe. If you want to follow us, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok are right there. Discord is in the description where you can debate with your friends, just like we're going to have a huge debate today, I think, on this video. And it's all people who are like-minded, and it's a really, really great place. Lots of fun happening in the Discord. There's a PO box in the description as well if you want to send us something, become a Superstar Hall of Famer. Shout out to all the VIPs. This will be updated this week. I promise. But today, running short on time. So.
Yeah. Let's get right into it. I'm doing good. Let's get right into it.
Let's get into the Veve Twitter quickly here. We had the Star-Lord comic today, and this did nothing. Nothing sold on this drop. When I looked like at an hour after the drop, I think they had sold like 400 editions.
Well, they blew it. They put 10,000 mints. Nobody's going to be buying
and $10.
Yeah, it was way too much.
$10, 10,000.
We went on Go Collect, didn't we? It was only like 2,500 for 9.8. Yeah. It was like nothing.
They were trying something out. I mean, it could be that it was Star-Lord and not Superstar money. I mean,
yeah, that's probably.
I know that the community really heavily probably was against that. They only want 1 stars in the universe.
Yeah.
This was another thing. Yesterday, you were talking about the other comic coming, Star Wars Thrawn, and how they're planning to make this character into a big deal, maybe next Thanos type level. And you mentioned the MCU, so why don't you kind of clarify your point there?
Well, I had some comments below that mentioned, Rob, they said the MCU and Star Wars, they're not connected and they're different characters. They're different universes. But I heard speculation. I mean, I follow some YouTubers that are pretty big into the Marvel, the universe, the MCU. They track Star Wars as well. And there is a rumored crossover that may come as we see in the new Marvel phases. I mean, I don't think it's completely confirmed, but that's where I first got that idea that Grand Admiral Thrawn would actually first be obviously introduced into the Star Wars film as a serious player, and then maybe eventually there would be a crossover with the MCU. Anyways, that was why I said that. I didn't realize how that would be picked up in the comments below. Of course, it's pure speculation, so nothing is confirmed. I mean, he hasn't even showed up yet in the Star Wars universe, right? So that's how, or I mean, at least in the latest time that we heard about him was during the Mandalorian. The latest season of The Mandalorian was the only time we heard of him. We still haven't seen him. So it's just still so early, but I heard that speculation. That's why I said that.
Comic book looks pretty cool, kind of looking like a little Avatar guy from the land of Avatar over here with the blue skin. But pretty scary guy with the black hair over there. So I'm curious to see how that plays out.
He's for sure being built up, though, to be a serious villain in the Star Wars universe. That's for sure.
Yeah. So there was a Twitter Spaces today. If you didn't pay attention, Ryan, Corey, Alex were running it. There's a recording here if you want to listen to it. It's basically all talk about the gauntlet, which Rob and I have another video coming out about that as well. We've been discussing, but we have some time on that. We wanted to get this one out today, but there was some great stuff in here. AMA asked a lot of questions from the community, so if you want to go check that out, it's a good listen. Yeah. The funny part, and actually I laughed at this when you talked about it yesterday, was that we're getting Tarzan of the Apes number 210 on May the 4th as well. Yeah. Drop that nobody really wants or nobody asked for. And if you look at the history of Tarzan 208, 209, they have not sold very well, but it does not matter. This must be something that's been pre-planned. And maybe there are a few Tarzan fans on the app who will appreciate this.
But who's buying that on May the 4th? Like, who's buying that? Like, you've become a degenerate if you're buying this on May the 4th. You're a degenerate, okay? Because there's only one drop that matters on May the 4th. You're buying Tarzan. You're completely distracted.
Yeah. Then there is a Medium article. Again, they posted it about the 6th. And I guess this is just like a formality that they have to talk about the 6th stone. But this links to the same article on Veve's blog. about the crafting for the gauntlet.
By the way, Crypto Pro killed me in the comment section because because you know how he just stacks random collectibles like crazy.
Yeah.
So he stacked all sorts of Electras at like $2, he said, and he flipped he made like a 300% return on this announcement, and that's what goes to show you, Crypto Pro. He loves this strategy. He's not the majority, that's for sure, but he does it so well. He just stacks like tens of collectibles that are just like dirt cheap. And he just waits for some random event. He creates his own luck. Sure enough, he got lucky right now with this whole Soulstone situation, and he just flipped them all in one shot. So congrats to him.
We need to get Carlton back on the channel.
I think
he's always a good time. But you know what I was thinking? There's a limit of 20,000 on these. I mean, what if one guy goes and just burns 10,000 Electras? Like, there you go. He kind of starts to control the supply.
Yeah.
Depending on when people do it. So you might not want to wait to craft your Soulstone when that does happen.
Yeah, I mean, we know from daily active users that even though there's a small number of users and they may be able to find the money, I don't think a lot of them are going to be converting them like crazy because it's only up to the limit of how many Thanoses you can get, right? So even though there's 20,000 of them, you're going to be limited by the number of Thanos. So I think you'll probably see that this stone will average out around 6,000 or 7,000. I don't know, whatever they're allowing for the gauntlet there.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So that looks like pretty much it. A little bit more video of the animation for the Luke Skywalker, which we're going to talk about later. That 1 of 1 silent auction that's closing in a couple days. And this is something that's a little different. MCP update. MCP beta will be down for maintenance for approximately 24 hours tomorrow. So everybody just got it, and now we're down for maintenance. I guess it's important, though, I think, because the calculations have been off for a bunch of people. And hopefully that this down outage or whatever is something that will help to fix that, and people will be a little bit more accurate, have a little bit better idea of what your points are.
Yeah, I'm dropping every day.
And more people that on board, right? So it's okay.
Yeah, more people that are on board, you see the ranks drop.
Let's jump over to our Twitter. I thought this was cool. It's not Veve related, but Artifact is another digital collecting thing. It's actually for sneakers, and they've done a collaboration with Nike and actually like doing physical drops for people who purchase certain sneaker collections. And this is just cool because you've got King James here wearing, and you can see the Nike swoosh on the one, and on the insole, on the inside of the shoe, you got the Artifact. So the collab is real, and it's being recognized by celebrities. We've seen that a little bit on So Rare, where celebrity baseball players and football players and all that are starting to notice. So this is something I want to retweet because it kind of shows you, like, a lot of people saying NFT space is dead and digital collecting is dead, but I think that this kind of says the opposite.
Especially when you have real world utility, that changes it to a whole new ball game. It's kind of just quietly doing what you know it needs to do to build the space. And wow, that's a pretty impressive photo. They actually got it right on his foot right there. Amazing.
And speaking of real world utility, have you seen this advertisement for Pepsi using the AR? So shout out to Patient Hodler for pointing this out to us, but it's a bus stop. And then there's just like, you sit in the bus stop and it looks like you're looking down the street, and then there's all these things happening on the screen. And I was thinking, like, why doesn't Veve just do this with their collectibles? Find a couple like prominent locations, put up a sign, make it almost look like AR. This might be a screen just playing the exact same area, and then like with a video on it, but it makes it look like AR. It's like, what better way to advertise your collectibles than this? Yeah,
I think that, and I do like what they did with the Patrick Hughes, how they actually had a competition that they ran, where if you could take an AR photo, and then you can maybe win the physical piece of art. Just a great way for community interaction, and is actually to advertise what the capabilities are. The only utility that you have right now on Veve, which are AR photos, which we're used to it. It's kind of just like, it's really cool and like, okay, it's old news for us. But people who don't really know this stuff very well, I think find it very attractive and may bring them into the app if they start seeing it more.
Yep. No, so I thought this was awesome. And then speaking of the Patrick Hughes thing, we got Richard. He's a new VIP, and Rob promised on our video yesterday, and we will continue to do this, by the way, until this contest closes. But for VIP enters, anyone entering, if you tweet it at us, we will retweet it, and hopefully it gets a little bit more eyeballs on it. But this was cool. If you actually read into his post, Richard did a little game here. He has a bunch of stuff on the Veve app, and he actually has a video in the thread below, and he zooms in and shows all the pieces, and you can kind of guess what relates to Veve. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah, and that's let's hope we'll retweet it. So if anybody needs any advertisements, make sure you tweet at us, and we'll retweet it, and maybe that'll help get you some traction.
Yeah. All right, and then speaking of VIPs, Bob Sales got the Juju. It still exists, it's still happening. He got the ultra rare on the Guardians
Nice.
of the Galaxy drop today, so shout out to him.
All right, nice.
And the other one I want to tweet is LK. So former Omi the Clown, if you don't know, did an amazing
he has
video.
skills, eh? He has
35-minute video teaching you how to draw Marvel Mighties. All right.
Come on.
He gives you the background. He teaches you like about proportions and stuff. Like I'm telling you, I sat there and I watched this video in detail and I was like sketching it on my little paper. Did not show that off yet, but very, very cool, informative. And if you really, really want to learn how to draw something like that, this guy's amazing.
He has an incredible artistic ability. I remember firsthand how he drew me and my wife. So I have seen it with my own eyes. He's incredible.
Yeah, it's true. And one of the early days, if you don't remember, Mac and F Cheese, one of the first Vaultaholics that we ever retweeted or tweeted out. He's back doing it again with the Star Wars. He's got them in like little
that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think it's cool. And then he's got the lightsabers on the wall. So shout out to him. It's been a while.
I've always wondered how long it takes them to do that.
Yeah.
Like first you have to come up with it. And then after you come up with it, you have to find a way to execute it. And it's not like the tools are that easy to use. So I don't know.
No, it's true. It's a little hard still.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get back into this. So jaw-dropping Luke Skywalker price prediction on Veve. You got a lot of flack in the comments, Rob. A lot of flack. And also on the phone from me this morning, I said, "Are you crazy? Are you crazy?"
Listen, I got roasted in the comments. I've been called a moon boy now, despite all our videos. I'm being called a moon boy now. But look, this is the way I saw it. Okay, I went in and I looked at. I needed comparables. It's possible that I'm just trying to follow the data, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had an open mind to what the price could be. I didn't have any presumptions, and I just said, "What are good comparables?" I went with Vader. I went with Miles Morales. I even threw Rizzo in there.
Yeah.
And they're just retaining insane market caps. Even with a dock to the market cap, even with a reduction to the market cap, I was just getting insane numbers. I just couldn't believe it. And when I look at Luke Skywalker and I looked at Vader and I started doing the comparisons, there was no other way than to find myself in a situation where these are going to end up being very good money. So I landed at 350. Let me just pull up my screen here. I landed at 350, 750 for the ultra rare, and 2,500 for the secret rare. Just because I've seen it before with Miles, right? Just when you have extreme scarcity, that maybe it's possible that you have people that stack, you have whales that stack, and then it just leads to price appreciation. So maybe I went a little bit high. So now we're gonna do another video. We got Joe back here. Wes doesn't call him Fudster Joe for no reason.
Come on,
right? He doesn't call him Fudster Joe for no reason. So we're gonna fud this up a little bit. But I also want to give a huge shout out to our good friend, superstar Steve Veve, who's been in our DMs all day today, looking forward to this video. So I wanted to make sure I shout him out because he's been really waiting for this. We've been sharing ideas with him in the chat. So this is for him now. This is for him and also for everybody else. Good luck on tomorrow's drop.
Okay, so Rob, if you don't mind, can you show off your cup over there? Your Yoda cup. So I think there's a little bit too much Kool-Aid in there, and I think that's where that price prediction came from yesterday. That Skywalker Kool-Aid is a little bit I don't know. He's got the number 54 Skywalker lightsaber. Like I think he's got a little bit of bias going on up there. It's also hard when we don't bounce ideas off of each other because I come in a lot lower or a lot higher sometimes, and then we talk it out. And when you're on your own, literally, it's a lot. You're just in your own headspace. You get that comparable. Sometimes you don't think of another comparable, and it goes like that as well. Now, you're a big Star Wars guy. I'm not a big Star Wars guy, so I see it as another I could see it more of a third party view, right? So when I first saw it, and this is beside, I didn't watch your video yet. I was thinking about it. I was like, I would probably compare this to, and the only reason I did this is because of the way it looks. Like I knew that there was negative sentiment towards the facial structure and all that stuff with the Luke Skywalker. So I said, where was the last time we saw this? It was with the Obi-Wan drop. And if you remember back then, that drop, it didn't even sell out. And there's speculation on what happened to the extra Obi-Wans, and we're not going to get into that.
Well, we know it's not speculation; it's a fact. The extra Obi-Wans did end up in Veve's wallet, right? That's a fact. But
we don't know how or why or whatever, right?
We don't know why. Yeah,
and I don't know if we ever will. But anyways, I said let's compare to that drop and let's check the market cap on that drop. So that's the top of your second chart there, which would be Obi-Wan, Reva, and Manitoban. So what's that total market cap come out to at current date?
Right. So Obi-Wan right now is trading at 63.50, 4,088 mints. Reva's trading at 59, 1,088 mints. And the Manitoban is trading at 381, 488 mints for a total market cap of 509,000.
Okay, and now I think it's arguable to say that Luke Skywalker is a much more prominent and favorable character than any of them. Even though Obi-Wan has his glory days, I think Luke Skywalker is still a little bit beyond his fandom. So I think we gotta remember that there's 3 variants and a couple very scarce variants of the Luke Skywalker, which makes it I think should have a higher market cap than that, even though this drop was a little while ago. Then we look at R5D4, R2D2, Lola, and C3PO, which is the droid drop a little earlier, but I think this is another good one to look at because it's another Star Wars fandom. Just gives you another idea of market cap for a Star Wars drop. What do we got there?
So R5D4, we got 66 gems, 1,078 mints. R2D2, 1977 mints, 210 trading at right now. We got Lola, 314 gems, 477 mints. We got C3PO, 750 gems, 477 mints for a total market cap of 993,000. So right around $1 million. So
the way I looked at this is I know I'm going to be a higher market cap than Obi-Wan, Reva, and Manitoban. And I think that the R2, like the droid collection, looks impeccable. Now, we've seen in the past, looks do not matter on Veve. It's all about scarcity and all that, right? And Luke is bigger IP than any of these that we've shown. The other one that I started to look at for comparable is because of the way that the drop is oriented was Oswald. So I looked at that drop on Veve, and I just want to pull it up on my screen for a second. But this is the rare. So similar type thing. Rare was animated. This dropped for 60 gems, same as Luke. And now we have it going for 23 gems. Now, I don't think anybody knew who Oswald was before Veve. Maybe a few people did from real big Disney diehards, but I'm not 100% convinced. This is the one of the secret rares, 145, and the other one is 110. So
how many mints on that one?
These are both around 900 and change.
All right.
So it's not as big IP obviously as Star Wars Luke Skywalker, but it is similar in terms of variation. So as you can see, the rare went for half of box, which I don't think this is going to happen here, but especially not initially. But it is about a quarter to 1/5 of the price of the secret rare, which would kind of be comparable to your ultra rare in this case. I would guess because there's 1,000 or 925 editions, right?
Yeah, so, there's 925 on ultra rare.
I think the market cap from the droids might be the right way to go, just because if I had that market cap of $1 million and then I were to cut it back for time decay and pullback, I would probably be a little lower. But Luke Skywalker IP brings it back up, so I want to match that market cap at $1 million. So with that said, I think initial days Luke's going to hang out around box. So we put in 65. Then if you look at my other comparable where I said around 5 times of the secret rare, that gives me my 250 for the ultra rare, and then the remainder will give me the secret rare, which ends up being around 1,000 gems. So that's my price prediction based off of my comparables. But it's not to say that we won't end up somewhere between Rob and I's predictions, because this again is not something that's been done before. It is big IP. It is Star Wars. It is on May the 4th. So any Star Wars people will be looking at the app on this day if they're already in Veve. So I think I don't know. I want to hear what these guys got to say.
Well, Joe, I gotta mention something here. If we do a sensitivity analysis, let's say we're a little bit off here on the secret rare, and it actually goes for 1,500.
Okay,
that's going to eat away the market cap. So you're going to have to take away from somewhere else. That would actually put the common or the rare. We would have to drop this down. Let's see if we go 55. It's still not enough. Let's go 45, maybe 45. And then maybe even this has to come down a little bit, right?
You're starting to get there, exactly. So it depends on how much weight that secret rare gets.
Right? So we end up in a situation where, I don't know, from odds and probability, you might actually end up probably losing. And do you think there's any chance whatsoever that this won't sell out?
This is what I said to Rob before the video. I said, Rob, I don't even know if this is going to sell out. Like I've been fooled by Veve already, like this month on the Punisher drop. Like I expected that one to do well, and it went like half box price. And again, it's completely different comparable, but I mean, the times that we are in right now, the sentiment is just not there. Like, this is a lot of mints. This is like 5,000 mints, right? Something like that. What's the total mints?
Total mints for the drop is 5,421.
And Hulk, we just got Hulk FA, one collectible, didn't sell out. Like,
yeah,
why would I think that this is going to sell out now in my head? So if it sells out, I could see, and it probably will, and it probably will, in my opinion. But
I think
will
so
I
too.
be shocked if the rare goes below box? I won't be shocked at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that my hunch is still telling me. Obviously, you could tell from my very bullish price prediction yesterday.
Yeah.
My hunch, I still feel that this will sell. This drop, it will sell out. The VV community, albeit small, they're gonna find the money to sell this out because they don't necessarily need to bring in $1 million new dollars. We've seen on drops from Put in Cheeks' spreadsheet 600,000, 700,000 being brought in. So they have to just fork out another 300 or 400,000 of just leftover gems on the side, or go and sell things to then go and buy it. So I think they're going to find the money to sell this drop out. Now, what I don't know for sure is the secret rare. Really, what's throwing me off is the secret rare, because a part of me feels that Luke Skywalker is enough of a important character in the Star Wars world. There's enough fans of them, and it's scarce enough that you're going to have some whales stacking it. I think it's going to attract whales. I think a guy like Dr. Profit's going to go in there. He's not going to buy one of them. He's going to buy many of them. And for that reason, I know it's not Miles Morales 250 rare, but I think it's rare. It's scarce enough that we might see this actually hold a better price than 1,000. Now, I went 2,500. Maybe it's not 2,500. Maybe it's somewhere in the middle. But that's just my thought. That's the one that's really throwing me off. And then this 925 is also throwing me off too, because it's still under 1,000. And what we've seen from other comparables, like other, like C3PO, for example, there's about half of them is trading at 750. So even if you divide that by 2, you're kind of at 375 here, right? So you're somewhere in the middle if you're just going to take it and divide it by 2 compared to C3PO. Yeah. So and then if you do that, you got to take away somewhere else. So I don't know. Maybe now this goes under. Maybe now this goes under 1,000. Yeah. So you can turn the dials any way that you want. It gets tricky though.
I'm more comfortable with the $1 million market cap, though, I think. And then spread it out however you think. I think that's more realistic based off what we've been seeing in the last couple of weeks. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if the price for the secret rare is like 1,500, like you said, or if the rare is 40. Like, that's something that I could see happening. It's just based off of what
a bust on the rare.
There's 3 options, right? And people don't care about animation. Like, that has been proven time and time again. You got Swamp Thing, one of the best looking collectibles on the app. Didn't do anything crazy. Like, it's people don't value that yet. Maybe when the Veveverse comes out, maybe when that stuff is actually visible and people will actually start to get utility from those animations. But until then, I think nobody really cares.
Well, we don't even know if good quality. We got to hold on there, because good quality on the Veve app doesn't necessarily transfer, I don't think, to good quality in the Veveverse through Cavernous, bringing in your NFTs from different projects. I'm not convinced it's actually going to look the same. It's gonna look a little bit different. I don't know yet because it's not out. But they even mentioned this. They did talk about this, how that when you bring it over, it's going to have a little bit of a different look. They have to change the look a little bit. So that'd be pretty interesting. But guys, we really want to hear from you, because yesterday I did the video. I got called a moon boy, blah blah blah, and that's okay. I mean, that was at the time the data that I used led me down that path. Joe's using a different comparable here. He's used R2D2 and Obi-Wan as a comparable. I think many of the people who did comment yesterday would agree with that, because they did believe that the price predictions from yesterday were a little bit too much on the bullish side. So we have some new ones here: 65 for Luke Skywalker, 250 for Ultra Rare, and 1,000 for the Secret Rare. What are your thoughts? Let us know below. We want to hear from you. Do you agree? Do you think we're at the perfect sweet spot? Did we teeter too far now to the bear? Or what's your opinion? Because I really don't like it. We put our neck on the line, and there's nothing I hate more than you come in the comments and you say, I don't agree with it, and you don't give me your prediction. If you don't agree, offer your prediction and we'll revisit it after the drop. And that's okay. If you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, you're wrong. That's the fun of the game. Guys, if you haven't already, don't forget, Become a superstar. Smash the subscribe button. Join the superstar family. Hit the bell notification buttons. Get every single video every single day. Also, superstar VIP $2.99 a month. As much utility as possible, we will bring to the membership. And see, we're doing some advertisements now for some giveaways with the with the Patrick Hughes drop, right? So we want to bring as much utility as possible. We appreciate all our VIPs. Get access to the spreadsheets that we're using right now. Make sure you go in the description below. Hit our Discord, guys. Thank you all so much. Take care, and we'll see you next one. Bye-bye.
Love you. Bye.